Okay, we are moving on to episode 2, and this is where things get more exciting, and a lot happens in this episode, and it was such a joy to watch, seeing all these different relationships forms, and all these couples that you didn't think would get together, or do get together, and all these different twists and turns. It's so exciting, it's a thrill, and also the heartbreak that comes along with it, and that's the ups and downs of these shows. You get really invested in these people. Anywho, so this is the episode where it's a date episode, and of course, I have my preference for I wish we would be on a date together, but unfortunately, it does not happen, but that's okay. That's the exciting part of these shows. So it ends up that the girls have to pick a certain perfume smell, and that is how they end up going on these dates, and the guys created the guys created perfume smells for the girls, and they picked out their own little packages and Rio drinks and a little cute little perfume box for them, and so the girls had to pick. And then in the extra bonus footage, and I think you have to be VIP to see it, you can see them actually creating the perfume, and you see how lost they are. It's really funny, and how much thought they put into making like these scents for these girls. And of course, they have no experience. So Wang Qiyu, she's one that's very popular. Again, sorry if I say her name wrong. She ended up going to date with date number 3, Zhang, and they actually had a really good date, and she looks so beautiful in her black dress. She looks like a model. I can see why she's very popular. She looks stunning in that black dress. Girls at 10. I mean, they're all 10s, but she looked really good in that outfit, and you can tell that the male guy was like, whoa, she looks stunning. Yeah. So they went on their date, and they had so much fun. They ate delicious food. Their scenery was really pretty. They went on this double-decker bus throughout the city, and it was just gorgeous. Like, it looked like they were in Europe, even they weren't. They were whole season in Shanghai. Good time, and they got along very, very well. I was like, at one point I was like, I'm rooting for this couple as well, even though I know male guest 2 really likes the female guest on this date. But yeah, they had a really good time. It was really fun to watch and very enjoyable. Alright, and then next date we have ended up being Potato and male guest number 2, Hu Haran, and they had a really good date as well. They went to this yew garden, and they ended up making chocolates. So thought that was a really fun interactive date, making chocolates together. Chocolates are really sweet and delicious, and it was cute seeing them with their little like chef hats and learning how to make chocolate together. It was a really fun date, and they seemed to have a really good time as well. Like, they had some good talks. They talked about their personal life, their family, and I will say, like, I really love female guest 2. She's a very good listener, and she doesn't seem like she has any wall for any guy in any way. Like, you can tell she obviously still is really into guest number 1, but she doesn't show off any of the male guests, and she's still very nice to them. She's still very respectable and listens to them, and that's why I really, really like her. She's definitely my favorite and my bias in this show, and I'm just crossing my fingers that things go well for her. So I hope so, guys. But if not, I understand. This is a dating show. Sometimes your ship sails and sometimes it sinks. So we will see. We shall see. So that was a really good date and a lot of fun to watch. Alright, and then moving on to the final date, which just happens to be, it seems like, the editor's favorite date, because they had the most screen time, and which is understandable because I guess they're considered the most attractive looking couple, and the panelist is rooting for them for whatever reason. They are like all about this couple, and that was a really nice date as well. A sheep got flowers for whoever the date was. And let me get my little theory out, okay? Just bear with me, guys. The date is a tennis date, and I love playing me some tennis. But how interesting is that he picked a tennis date when the main female guest 1, Belle, she cannot play tennis. She is injured. And that's the date that he picked. So in my head, I'm like, I don't think he meant this date for her, for injured leg. Like, it doesn't seem like that was who he intended to be on the date. Tearing up. But you could tell Belle was very happy, and she, of course, looked pretty as well. All the girls looked very pretty on their dates. And it's a pretty nice little floral dress. Yeah, so she pretty much just ended up watching him play tennis, and she kind of played a little, but she could have her injured leg. But she may do. And then you've seen I think the extra bonus episodes, they end up going grocery shopping together to get food for the hot pot meal that they'll go later on their date. And their date for dinner was really nice. The scenery, of course, again, gorgeous scenery, pretty night lights, little fireworks came off that I guess it was like little fireworks that you have like handheld. And they were very smiley and lovey-dovey on their date. So that was really nice. And they talked about living in Shanghai and their careers. And they also had good conversations. So really, it seemed like all the dates went very, very well amongst all of them, straight across the board. And that was nice to see. There was no awkwardness. It was just a good time. So I really, really am excited for these group of people. I feel like I already can tell this season is going to be up there with my top 3 Heart Signal series. And then it was a very interesting dynamic. I guess the main love triangle is male guest 1 and then female guest 1 and 2. That's like seems to be the general huge love triangle amongst those 3 in this season. And you can tell Belle gets, which is understandable. She gets a little jealous seeing Sheep and Potato getting close over the chocolate because Potato made chocolate for everyone with male guest number 2, and she was handing them out, and you could see her smiling, and he took it, and he was smiling too, and it was a really nice scene. And this is where I get really confused with the panels, and I don't know, please let me know, because I guess when you have your bias, you see things a certain way that they might not see, but in my mind, it looked like it was a really, tough choice between the 2, and it could go either way. For some reason, the panelists, I think because Belle and Sheep went on a date together and had a really good time, they thought for sure, Sheep was gonna pick Belle because she's really, really pretty. Because it could have gone either way. Because the way it was edited, he still had, he still seemed to talk to Potato a lot and had good conversations with her. And of course, his date with Belle went really, really well. But when the panelists saw who he picked, all of them were just, I don't know, man. They just, they said they had mixed feelings. And they weren't very happy about it, and they were confused, and they were just saying, oh, maybe he just picked her just because. But in my mind, I'm like, well, he picked her 2 times in a row. Like, normally if you go on a date with someone and it really went well, you would pick that person. But he went on a date with Belle, but decided not to pick her. So obviously he has feelings for Potato. It's been 2 episodes in a row. He has good feelings for her, and I don't know why the panelists are making out otherwise. Now, future episodes, of course that might change. It's still early on the series. There are going to be new people added into the show. But just for now, I see it where it seems like he really likes guest number 2, and of course guest number 1. Because of course there's scenes where he's holding his tennis racket, and he seems really confused because he doesn't want to hurt anyone, and he knows these girls like him. So I can definitely understand why he's a little hesitant on picking these people. But yeah, let the guy pick who he wants and don't make all these judgments, even though it's your job. So yeah. But so in the preview, it does show that, he's talking to someone, a friend of his. I don't know if it's a relative or a friend. And he's talking about how he has a difficult time choosing between the 2 girls. And it gets bleeped out who he thinks he likes more, so we'll see. I'm crossing my fingers that it's still Potato, but you never know in these shows. Maybe he has a change of heart and goes after Belle. You just don't know. That's part of the show. It's, your feelings change and all these different variables, so it's very exciting. So yeah, so the next episode we will see the new 4th female girl, and she seems very pretty, very fairy-like. So I already know she's gonna be a hit amongst the guys and gonna shake some things up, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope it was coherent enough where you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and comment and tell me your bias and your favorite people and where you going on the show and what you think about it. But I am really, really loving this series so much. I've already rewatched it already so many times, making the screen caps just for fun, just seeing what I missed out on all these theories. But yeah, I had a really good time, guys, and until next time, take care. Bye.